So I've got a little prezzo here, which is just my way of summarising it, so if you can bear with a few pictures. So here it is, by the way, and Harley's quite right. There's hard copy books and there's e-books, which you can read on your phone, can you?
Yes.
Okay, or on a tablet, which would be sensible considering it's about the digital age. So here I started with these three topics, and the smartphone is really just a metaphor for internet and digital age. And then as I got into it, gee, I'm running around in front of the diverse camera.
That's fine.
Then all this other stuff suddenly appears like that, you know, churches and it almost is kind of jumbled too, like that. That's a Wordle diagram, isn't it? There's a word for that, isn't it? That's right. And there's more to it than that. And so there's my 120,000 words distilled down to about 15. And that was, you know, how am I going to present this? So I started with this little concept here. I'll just give you a little bit of an insight. Now this is what I call the information highway. The information highway. Now, you've heard of Bill Gates, right? 20 years ago, Bill Gates wrote this book called The Road Ahead. You might not remember that, but I do because I'm into that kind of thing. And there's a copy in here, and I was actually hoping to bring a copy down, because on the cover it's got this wonderful straight road, shoom, into the distance. But life doesn't tend to be like that. It kind of tends to turn corners. And so here's my little information highway. And on that, we've got our sign there, information highway. And I maintain that religions have been on it for a long, long time, not since 1995, because information is their prime asset when you get down to it. So here they are, chugging along, Islam and Christianity along this highway. I'll tell you one little story that my family are tired of me relating, and they'll roll their eyes, but they'll have to do with this one, eh? Just to give you a taster of what sort of thing can make a religion turn a corner. See that there? That percentage sign came into existence after them. It did. Only came into existence about 1000 AD, and those two started well before then. Didn't have percentages back then, so guess what you can't do if you don't have percentages, or what's very difficult to do. Very difficult to calculate interest on money. And so both these here had prohibitions against calculating interest on money. Both of them did. The church would really get stuck into you, and this one both, and they've both got holy texts. Now this came along and it became so easy to calculate interest on money that one of these organisations, the first one, just had to deal with it, gave it away, turned a corner, literally turned a corner on the highway, and now you would never think that the church would prosecute you for charging interest on money. And the second one down here is entering the phase of having to deal with that. Now I don't want to climb into that. What I'm trying to show you is that there are factors, and that's what this whole book is about. There are factors that change religions, and that's what this is about. And I'm coming to my final slide. There's only 4, and here it is here. And those 4 factors are summed up in this book like this. Media, and I've just given you an example of a media one. Mimicry, memory, and mythology. Nothing like having a matrix with M's in it, and particularly M matrix 4 square, you know, you've got the thing there like that. So just to show you a little bit, because remember we're trying to condense 120,000 words into something, media goes from tablets to Yoda. Don't underestimate him, eh? Because religions started out, first of all in brains, and then they got stuck down on bits like that. And as we enter the video era, he symbolises the new type of religion that's going on, which is movie-based. You may not know it, but the Jedi Church has been in existence since 1977. It has hundreds of thousands of followers worldwide. And you say, oh, don't be ridiculous. Well, studies show that more people in Denmark learn spirituality from Lord of the Rings movies than from the church. This is the world we live in. So it's just impacting the role of media. And there's a lot more in that one. So mimicry, that is a mosque and that is a church. Need I say any more? Okay? And they are a mere 200 metres apart, sitting in Istanbul. That's the Hagia Sophia and that's Blue Mosque. So a lot goes on where religions copy each other and do that. And this one here is memory. Now, one of the big factors, I'll just leave you with one concept here, and it's called active forgetting. Okay? How to actively forget something. Any of you recognise it's a bit too small, but that's Stalin. Okay? All heard of Stalin? And here he is, strutting along the banks of a river with one of his commissars that he happened to like about 1935, and then he didn't like him. So they had the original Photoshop back then, and that's how they did it. When he got purged, he was actively forgotten. Gone, baby, out of my memory. And the same thing happens in religion. So I'll just leave that one for you there. And finally, mythology. We're surrounded by mythology. It's a statue of Charlemagne. It's right in the centre of Paris, right outside Notre Dame, near the pin that commemorates the centre of Paris, commemorating a story that's untrue. He went and beat the Muslims, and actually the Muslims beat him. We're surrounded by mythology, and it doesn't go away because now we produce movies. And again, it's mythology. So that's the themes in the book. I hope that's not too complicated.